I've been trading for 27 years now, and I get asked a lot if you could sort of nut it down and sort of condense things. What are some of the biggest lessons that you could sort of teach someone when they're starting out in the financial markets? So I've written down 12 things, 12 really major lessons that have really sort of condensed all the mistakes that I've made throughout trading, and how they can help you sort of not make those mistakes and become professional and profitable as quickly as possible. So just go through a couple of them. So the first one is only enter a trade when you are at your desk, concentrating on the market. Most losses happen when you make quick emotional based decisions. So we've spoken about this earlier. You must be focused. If you're running away from your desk and running back to your desk, it's going to be an emotional trade, and you'll probably forget to go through the checklist. Never trade to make money. Don't overtrade. I know this is hard because the reason why we're trading is to make money, but I remember it's not. Think about Roger Federer on the tennis court. When he's playing tennis, he's not thinking about how much money he's making. He's concentrating on the match that he's playing, and as a result of playing that match, he makes money. So we need to think about trading the same way. Don't trade against the trend. Must have a higher low or lower high beforehand. Everyone does this. I did it myself, but it's one of those huge things. It's just don't trade against the trend. It may look good at the time, but profitable traders and professional traders always trade with the trend, with a long higher low, short lower high, to make it simple. Don't let a significant profit turn into a loss. Again, this is an ego thing. When you get into profit, protect your profit. Even if you have a small profit, it is better than having a profitable trade that turns into a loss. So that's a very big thing. If you get into a profit, protect that profit. Don't hold on or hodl, those sorts of things. Number 5, always have a predetermined stop loss before you enter a trade. We talked about this in the stop loss section. My predetermined stop loss is always the low or high of the bar. That's it. No stress, very simple. Whatever you decide to do, make sure it's predetermined, because once you're in the market, your emotions will start to take over, and you'll start to sort of like say, oh, yeah, I think I'll put it here or I'll change it here. You'll sort of barter with yourself. The next thing is never average a loss, which is buying more in a losing trade. So I don't pyramid. I use the same amount of contracts when I'm getting in. What some amateurs do is once they're in a losing trade, they'll go, I'll buy some more, and that'll average out my cost. What you end up doing is losing a lot more than what you would have done before. Okay, and the next one, number 7, if you have a losing trade, never enter another trade to make that money back. Only enter a trade based on rules. Why am I saying this? I've done it myself. We've all done it. We have a loss. You lose $50, you try and make it back, you lose $100. You try and make that back, you lose $500. All of a sudden you're down $2,500 for the night, and you go, where did that come from? Okay, so we enter a trade based on rules, not because we're trying to make the money back. I know it sounds easy, but if you're aware of it, then you're most likely to pick yourself up and not have that problem. Number 8, do not lower your contract size to scalp or make a small amount of money. Be consistent. I've learned this because over the years, when I thought, you know what, I'm bored, I'm going to take some one contract trades, those one contract trades have turned into a $100 loss, which then I thought, I'll make it back with 5 contracts. A $500 loss, I'll make it back with 25 contracts. I'm down $3,000. I've done it. I've made these mistakes, and I've learnt if you're going to take a trade, it must be the same. The $1 trade must be the same as a $1 million trade. You'll find that the smaller the contracts are, that the more you'll end up losing, because you'll start chasing the trade. Number 9, do not trade when you are emotional. If you are having a bad day, or if you've fought with your partner. So if you are emotional and not feeling great, and you go to the market to feel better, it can actually be catastrophic. If you look at module 2, I told you how I lost $500,000 in 2 days, and that was because I was trading when I was emotional. So please, if you're emotional, if you're not feeling great, if you're not in the right headspace to trade, make that decision and get your ego out of it and say, do you know what, I'm not ready to trade today. I'm going to the market to try and feel better, and that's not the purpose of the market. 10, do not trade after having stimulants, so caffeine, energy drinks, drugs. This is crazy, but you already have adrenaline going through your body when you are putting on a trade. If you add stimulants, you'll actually get your hands shaking when you're trying to either get into or get out of a trade. So you don't want to be shaking. You don't want your heart going. You want to control your emotions and keep your heart rate down. That is very hard to do if you drink a lot of caffeine, have energy drinks. I've even put drugs in there. We don't want your emotions to be enhanced. We want you to be logical and in control, to make logical and controlled decisions. Number 11, don't place the trade on what you think or hope it will do. Again, I've done this. Never forecast. Use rules only, never news or advice. You'll see a lot of people saying, I think the market is going to do this. That's just an opinion. I've done it myself. This is why I'm saying these are some of my biggest lessons, because I've gotten in without a signal, but I think it's going to do this. Oh, I hope it's going to do this. Of course it'll do this. Okay? That is not a professional strategy, and it's not based on rules. Finally, if in doubt, get out, and don't get in when in doubt. You can never go broke not taking a trade. It is better to not take a trade than get in and just guess. So please learn from these lessons and take them, and I hope you are profitable and successful as quickly as possible.